What's up, guys? MLF Pro Eric Olliverson, and we are at my favorite place to shop for tackle. This is probably one of the largest brick and mortar tackle stores anywhere in the country. Baitworks right here in Springfield, Missouri. This is where I buy all my tackle, whether it's online or right here on the home front. You guys want to know what I'm fishing in January? Come along and check it out. The first thing is January, man, it's all about the bait, all about shad. That's what these fish are mainly feeding on. So we've got several different models, but this is the one that I throw. This is a 106 6-cents Provoke jerkbait. They have incredible finishes, so lifelike. You don't ever have to change any of the hooks on any of them. This is called Spanish Bone. This is one that just is always tied on. Something like that, and then something with a clear iridescent finish. But they've got a 106 and a 106 DD, which is a little bit deeper diving. So, second thing is, I cannot live without the ice jig. This is when you're targeting those deep schools of shad, deep schools of fish. Man, there is not a better bait when you get right over the top of these fish and you want to drop something down. This is one of the most killer baits really anywhere in the country. It's kind of an unspoken thing, but you can even catch them down in Texas. So I've got to have an ice jig. Another bait that I really like is an Underspin. This is something that you can throw around, cover water, out off of main lake secondary points. You can fish it shallow, 6 to 10 foot of water, or you can go out there and slow crank this down, even in 40, 50 foot of water and catch those big deep schools of spotted bass. So an Underspin is always a player in January for me. One thing you gotta have on your Underspin is some swim baits. So Keitech is basically the leader in all swim baits. So this time of year, they're keying on real small bait fish. So I throw two different sizes. I throw the 2.8 size, which is just really small. And I also throw the 3.3. These are the two that I like. Just something shad. It doesn't have to be, all crazy. Different watercolors, you kind of mix around and play around with some colors. But the 2.8 size and the 3.3 size, that's number one. Another thing that I really like to have tied on the deck of my boat, and you don't think about it, guys, is a Buzzbait. This is a Buzztoad, okay? You will never catch anything on it in January, but I always keep it tied on and in my rod box to remind me that warmer weather is coming. So a Buzzbait, just something I always have tied on. You won't catch anything on it, but it will be warm soon. So guys, if I had one bait to throw all winter long, where I had to just rely on one thing, guys, this is the deal, okay? The old Flash Mob Jr., the A-Rig. This thing just gets bit. From January to spring, this is the only thing, if I had to only have one thing, to throw. It gets bites, you can catch them shallow, you can catch them super deep, and typically I like a couple different ones. I like one which is more of a finesse rig. I typically always have a couple different ones tied on. This one in particular has no blades at all, and I'll throw this like on 20-pound fluorocarbon. It's more my finesse rig when there's not, and you got kind of high pressure skies, there's no wind, a lot of bright sun. This is the one I throw. And then I like the Flash Mob Jr. or something like even with this, it's got a lot of blades when you've got some wind, when you got, the conditions where these fish are gonna be more aggressive. Well guys, these are my pro picks for January. If you guys wanna get bit, I hope all these baits will help no matter where you are at in the country. And don't forget, buy all this stuff at Baitworks.